Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3371. Today's date is 26th of March 2025. It's been almost like night at 10:20 p.m. Okay, um, I am kind of like a something. I don't know. Okay, okay. The things that you are actually hearing is called Artifact episode. It's a kind of like a something self-talk, kind of like a something a diary, and I usually record every single day what is actually happening in my day, things like that. I was actually doing this thing since 2015, and I think that I created such a thing which is like, I don't know, it's like something big. I'm not really sure, like I shouldn't supposed to say it's a big, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so have you ever feel any kind of like a something that came, you found a kind of like a something, a person who has a kind of like a something same mindset, same thought process, or a same situation, like the way that you've been through, the same guy was actually been through that the same situation. It, have you ever have you ever kind of like get that particular guy or particular person? Like I don't really get it. Okay, yeah, but I somehow get it. I'm not really sure. Okay, so I was actually scrolling through YouTube, and I was actually kind of like while I was doing editing now, I usually watch I usually listen some podcast. Okay, yeah. So during couple of podcasts there is a kind of like a some girl who's actually recommended by YouTube, and I was actually watching, like she was actually telling about the his life and things like that, and something like that. Okay, so I was actually listening, and the way that she talked the way that she experienced in her life was kind of like a something the same. Okay, yeah. Like okay, let me tell you one thing. She mentioned that in 2016 she was graduated, and then she started doing a job, did a job did a job for a year. Okay, and then after that she switched to the another job. Okay, she went to started doing any kind of like a simply bridal makeup or things, makeup, yeah, makeup. And then she went to the bridal makeup. It took almost like a 2 3 year. Okay, but she didn't really love it. Yeah, she was actually earning some sort of amount of money, but she didn't really love it. Then she started doing YouTube. Okay, doing kind of like a something makeup video, how to do this makeup video and something like that. Get ready with me. Okay, yeah. So she was actually doing this thing kind of like a something video. Okay, yeah. Some video works, some video might not work, but she didn't really love it. Okay, yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki she was exactly at my age probably. Okay, I think that. Okay, and whatever she was actually experienced, I also experienced the same thing. Yeah, like might be the date are kind of like also equivalent. Like in 2016 I kind of like suddenly started doing a job, and like it was really fucked up. I didn't really love it, I didn't really like it. It was like really not that good. It like it didn't really not that good. So like I already mentioned regarding about my story and something like that, but what I'm trying to tell you is this thing. I feel really good that I found a kind of like a something, a person who is equivalent like me, probably. Yeah, like the same thing that she been through, I also been through that situation. And yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like that na ki I sometimes I just feel like that ki the things that I created, like this artifact is kind of like a something change the entire world. Sometimes I think like that, and sometimes I think that ki, like, am I too pathetic to kind of like a talking with myself and something like that? Will it be work or not? Or like, I've been doing this thing for almost like a decade now. Okay, yeah, doing this YouTube for almost like a 5 year. Did a job for almost like a 4 year, and still at the age of 31, yeah, at the age of 31, I'm living with my parents. I'm not earning any money. Kind of pathetic. I am, but I'm not sad, and that is like I should supposed to be feel pathetic. I should supposed to feel worthless. I should supposed to feel that ki fuck my life, but I am not. I am really not. I feel like that I am getting successful. I just feel like that I'm improving, and I am improving. Yeah, somehow, like basically my Photoshop skill, my editing skill, photographic skill, the way that I talk in an artifact, something like that. Yeah, I am improving every single day, making every day productive as I can. But regarding about money is nothing at all. And I do know that ki money is not an issue. I don't know. I don't have any kind of like a ton of money. Okay, yeah. And like there are a lot of things. Being a life means like that. A lot of things you have to go through that, like marriage, kids, and something like that. All my friends are getting married. Got married, sorry, getting married. And I got married. Okay, and I'm still stuck here in 2016 where I was, in 2014 where I was, still stuck here. But I feel that ki, it's not over yet. It's not kind of like a something like that ki, failure. I don't really feel like failure. I feel like that ki I'm improving and I'm not really sure. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I am somehow. I don't know. Whatever, we just directly jump into the question. And yeah, like basically this is when I have kind of like some like questions to talk, then probably I have kind of like a something very good way to communicate myself. All right, yeah. All right, let's ask bunch of questions. Okay, question is, a close friend asks you to promote their low quality product slash service on your social media. You don't believe in it, but they rely on you. What would you do? Oh, that's a really good question. Okay, yeah. First of all, let's understand this question and what exactly is this question about that. Okay, yeah. So basically, I'm actually doing kind of like some YouTube. Okay, yeah. And I wanted to kind of like something ask that ki what would I do in some sort of situation. So I went to the chat GPT and kind of like say that ki suggest me such a question regarding about what would I do. So this is the question that it suggests, that ki a close friend asks you to promote their low quality product on your social media. You don't believe in it, but they rely on you. What would you do? Yeah, this kind of like some situation was might gonna happen. Yeah, it's something that gonna happen. Okay, like what is that lazy thing? Okay, so imagine that ki you have like millions of follower on social media platform, and you are one of your close friend who has a kind of like some service or product. Okay, yeah, maybe like whatever the service. Okay, yeah, and he wanted to promote that service on your platform. Then what would you do? First of all is that ki, like being a content creator and being a person is a two different thing. Yeah, I am kind of like a providing a same role, but like those are kind of like a same person, but there are like a professional and personal life is a kind of like a two different thing. Okay, and I have to make sure that it has to be kind of like a something difference, because when it get kind of like a something attached, when it get kind of like a something merge, then it is really difficult to be kind of like a something like shifted or divert your things. It's yeah, like from the beginning I always have that kind of like something persona or things like that ki I should supposed to be make my personal and professional life different. Okay, yeah. So since I'm doing YouTube and I have kind of like a millions of follower probably, okay, so I am kind of like a something being really professional. Means like that ki whatever I promote in my social media platform, I have to make sure that that service or product is authentic, as also genuine, as also trustable. Okay, yeah. So that I would recommend that product or service to the millions of people, and those people could kind of like a something buy or kind of like a get that thing. Okay, yeah. So for me, it is really essential to me to whatever the product and service should I supposed to be promote. It has to be kind of like a something authentic, trustful, worthiness, वगैरह वगैरह. So, but in this time, I usually do like when I'm promoting all those content, I usually go through all those parameter and then I promote that thing. Okay, yeah. But when your friend is kind of like asking a favor, so that like could you kind of like promote my product and service to your platform, then what would you do? Well, at that time na, I would say that no. Why? I will kind of like mention that ki why, because of that ki like whatever the product or whatever the service that you created, you just created now. Okay, yeah. You don't know nothing about that service, you don't know nothing about background, you don't know nothing about how do you supposed to handle that service or product. Like example, okay, like one of my friend who kind of like make a headphone, okay, earpiece, Bluetooth earpiece, and he wanted to promote that product in my social media platform. Okay, yeah. If I kind of like I promote that product and some people buy that particular product, okay, and they didn't really like the product, or like they didn't really kind of like somebody like the after sale service or whatever it is, they will kind of like blame me that ki you mentioned this product is really good and in the end this product is not good. So after in the end they will lose trust in me, because all the blame is actually happened in me because I promote that kind of like a something product. So basically it kind of like a something disadvantage for me, for my career, for my social things like that. Okay, yeah. So it is really essential for me to whatever the product that I should supposed to be promote, it has to be genuine, it has to be trustworthy, and whoever that product came from. Okay, if that product came from my friend and things like that, I've still not promote. Like if I have kind of like a full trustworthy regarding about that thing, then I will promote that thing ki ha chal. Okay, yeah. So it is really essential for me to uh, understand my audience, and how do I supposed to cater them. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't supposed to be cater kind of like somebody random shit. Okay, all right. Next question. Wait, there is also another thing that I wanted to talk. Okay, yeah. um my content is kind of like a something graphic designing, kind of like a something creative graphic designing. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, the people who actually kind of like something watch my content are associated with the graphic designing, are kind of like a, or something they are kind of like a something interested in graphic designing or something like that, Photoshop graphic designing. Those people are kind of like somebody following that particular stuff. Okay, yeah. So my content is kind of like something based on creativity and things like that, so I should supposed to promote such a product or such a service which are associated with that particular profession. I shouldn't supposed to promote any kind of like something random shit, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. But if I am kind of like a creating such a content which is kind of like a something vulgar, or kind of like a something vlog or things like that, or kind of like a banter or things like that, then probably I have such an audience which is kind of like a something low value audience. What's a low value audience? Okay, okay. So let me give you kind of like a something understanding regarding about audience. Okay, so if I have a kind of like a something financial YouTube, like I have kind of like a some YouTube channel regarding about, I am giving a kind of like a some advice that how do you supposed to invest money on SIP, mutual fund, which kind of like a LIC policies really matter. Like I'm talking about, I'm giving the financial advice, okay, to the people. Okay, yeah. So obviously the people who are kind of like a listening and subscribing my channel are those people who are kind of like my content, and they have kind of like a something, not only interest, but they have kind of like a something money to invest. Okay, yeah. And they are investing money because they are investing their money because I'm giving them suggestion. All right. Yeah. So basically the audience that I have is a high value audience, means like that those audience have a kind of like a particular amount of money. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing: when I have that kind of like a somebody audience, then I have to make sure that whatever the advice or whatever the kind of like a somebody product that I promote, I have to be more and more genuine, more and more trusty, and more kind of like a being really careful about that. And another thing is that ki I will gain lot of amount of money because I have high value audience. Okay, if I am kind of like a making vlog, or if I'm kind of like a making kind of like a something just a random shift, okay, yeah, then I have kind of like a something low value audience. Low value audience means like that ki they are watching your content just for the entertainment purpose, and then that's it. Okay, yeah. So those are kind of like a something audience called low value audience. Okay, low value audience. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, okay, ki right now my audience, like my content is a high value content. Okay, so probably the audience that I get is a high value audience too. Okay, so I shouldn't supposed to promote any kind of like a fuzzy or things like that, and I have to be make sure that whatever the or advertise or whatever the promote or whatever the services that I will gonna promote, it has to be kind of like a something good. Okay, yeah. But if I have kind of like a vlog and things like that, kind of like a some entertainment channel, then probably I would kind of like a something promote anything. Okay, like a betting app, or kind of like a something gutka or things like that or something. Yeah. Why? Because my audience are kind of like a something low value audience, na. So it just low value audience means like that they are used to with this thing. They are used to with this thing. Even if I kind of like a promote any kind of like a something fake site or something like that, yeah, I might gonna get little bit backlash, but somehow that is manageable. Okay, yeah. Because the people are kind of like a something dirty, and you are kind of like a throwing the water in dirty water, throwing the stone at dirty water, then what kind of like a something like its example is this thing, na. Okay, you have a like a two water. There is a one water is a kind of like a very clean, another water is very muddy. Okay, yeah. So if you are kind of like a spoil good water, then entire water kind of like a became something really bad, good, like bad. Okay, yeah. But if you put kind of like a some spoiled that black water, then probably it doesn't really affect that much, because that water is already kind of like a something bad or something like mud food or things like that. Okay, yeah. So this is what happened. It kind of like a depends on the audience. Okay, yeah. If your audience are kind of like a sort of pure high value content, or high value kind of like a sort of consuming content audience, then probably you have to be cater those audience with the right promotion, right promote, right advertise. You shouldn't supposed to be do any kind of like some fuzzy stuff, nothing really at all. Make sure that the product and services that you are kind of provided is kind of like 100% as good as possible and as trustworthy, everything. Okay, yeah. But if my content is a kind of like a some banter and things like that, then I would kind of like a some share anything at all. Yeah, even if kind of like a some fuzzy mail and things like that. But why? Because in the end it's not gonna matter. Yeah, it's like that. Nah, yeah, people are kind of like a somebody watching me for entertainment purpose, and that's it. That that that's it. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, it's a kind of like a somebody YouTube things like that. It's a YouTube kind of like a somebody creating this kind of like a, and as also the people who are kind of like a somebody investing money for promote the brand on your product, on your platform, then probably they go through all those things regarding about what kind of like an audience that you have. Does they have kind of like a somebody spending money power or things like that. So yeah, like a number is not just a matter. Okay, yeah, it is important that which kind of like a audience that you have. All right. Yeah. Okay. Next question. A brand approach you with a high paying sponsorship, but product and service does against your value. What would you do? Oh, yeah, that is really good. That is really good. Okay, yeah. Okay. So what exactly is this question? The question is about that key, like example is this thing, betting apps. Okay, yeah. Betting apps are came to me and they actually mentioned that key, can you promote our product or our services in your platform? I'm gonna provide you ton of money. Okay, yeah. So would you do that or would you not? Well, I would not. Okay, yeah. First of all, I just have to be kind of like somebody just understand about all these things. Okay, yeah. Like for me, YouTube is not for kind of like a somebody just for earning money. Nothing really at all. Okay, and I'm not doing just for kind of like a somebody money. Like I'm spending almost like a 5 year of my life for kind of like a doing this YouTube journey. I'm not really earning any money, so it's because of that I'm not just doing any kind of like a something just for money. If I want to do earning money, then probably I would starting doing a job or kind of like a making such a content that went viral. But I don't. I was kind of like a somebody creating my brand, creating my value regarding about the creativity that I have, and kind of like a improving myself. Okay, I choose this kind of like a something hard path. Okay, so basically is saying that ki if other guy who's kind of like a somebody sponsor ton of money regarding about the shit that I don't want to kind of like a promote in my social media, I will not gonna promote, and I will be really honest with the kind of like a ad agency and things like that. Ki sir, your product is like a this is this, and my audience is this, and like it's not really match. Even if you are paying that much amount of money, sir, I'm really sorry. Yeah, but I could do some sort of tweaking and things like that. Like example is this thing that ki I don't know. Yeah, like basically I no. Yeah, I think that ki like a promoting kind of like a something bad thing on the social media, it's not like in the end like you are spoiling your community. Okay, yeah. In the end your community is really matter na, your audience is really matter. Like how are you earning money? Is your earning money is because of your audience. Okay, yeah. So it is make sure that they have to be kind of like a cater as good as possible as you can. Okay, yeah. Those people are kind of like a something really that you are actually earning money. So you shouldn't supposed to be do kind of like a something backstabbing those people. Nothing really at all. Even if like a client or any kind of like a somebody promoting who's kind of like offering me so much amount of money, I would say not. Sir, I'm not be able to do that. Okay, yeah. Or else, what would I do is that I would create another channel. Okay, yeah. And in that another channel, I would kind of like a simply create such a content which is kind of like a low value content, and in that low value content I'm gonna promote any kind of like a random shit over there. Okay, yeah. But not in my main channel, because main channel are meant to be kind of like a only for the good value audio, for the good value content. All right, yeah. So even if kind of like a something a brand sponsorship was kind of like a somebody offering ton of money, I would not. Okay, yeah. And also one thing for sure is that key you will gonna get lot of opportunity. There are a lot of kind of like a something sponsorship, the lot of kind of like a something people who wanted to do, like there are so many things. Okay, yeah. Like you think like, well, let me tell you one thing na, if the kind of like a brand is kind of like a something provide you almost like a 1 CR, okay, for kind of like a promoting their product in their thing. 1 CR is, you think that it is too much, but it is kind of like a simply represent the how much value that you have in your market. Okay, so probably you are kind of like a something just drop that thing, drop that stuff. Okay, yeah, and you keep doing your stuff, and you will get another 1 CR sponsorship. Okay, and that sponsorship might be something really good. It's something that na, you just have to be faith in yourself and keep doing your stuff. Okay, because like if you are being really kind of like a something really greedy for stuff, then probably you will not gonna play longer, because in the social media platform you just have to be play longer. Okay, because one kind of like a something criticism or one kind of like a something controversy will spoil your entire things, entire career. So it is really essential to be to whatever the things that you're gonna say or whatever the stuff that you're gonna promote, make sure that stuff is really matter. Okay, yeah. All right. So I should supposed to be end here. This is it. But what if like in this channel, what kind of like a something? I don't know, yeah. Like I never really okay, yeah. I never really consider this artifact is a kind of like a somebody channel and someone promote me any. No, nothing really at all. I have like how many people are kind of like listening this shit? Yeah, literally, it was like it was shit. Who the fuck were kind of like listening such stuff? Probably no one. I don't know. I'm actually kind of like saying this thing to the people who is actually listening. As I'm saying, then I am saying those people who are listening to them a shit, but I am not. It just kind of like a somebody just phrase. You are really what? You are really. I don't know what the fuck. What do I fuck? I am kind of like a something displacing my words. I don't know. Whatever. This is it. Thank you. Thank you.